Are Instagram Unfollower apps safe, or are they all just a massive scam? Short answer right away, most are scams, and you should be aware of a few things I'm going to cover in this video that you should 100% avoid, but there are safe options, which I'm also going to cover later in this video. And if you want to jump right to the safe option, jump to this timestamp right here. So why Unfollower apps blew up is for obvious reasons. People want to know who unfollowed them just as much as they want to know who followed them. Even more so, sometimes people want to know who unfollowed them, because Instagram is an extension of real life. So naturally, you want to see what's going on and how people feel about you in real life. And Instagram is a great way to do that. But Instagram doesn't show you on the app who unfollows you. And so apps were created a few decades ago, I guess at this point, or maybe a decade ago, where they would automatically pull information from Instagram. You'd have to sign in with Instagram and then give access to your Instagram account to this third party. And they would then automatically pull information from your profile, which is called data scraping, to tell you who unfollowed you. The apps used to work. They were, though, violating Instagram's terms of service. So the whole time these things have been created, any app that is automatically pulling information directly from your Instagram account for the purpose of this is violating Instagram's terms of service. So they were always breaking the rules, but they did work for a few years because Instagram wasn't good enough at cracking down on them, but that has changed. So now Instagram is really good at cracking down on them. The second you try to use them, they know you're trying to use them, and they first hit you with a warning, typically. Then if you try to use it 2 or 3 times, you can lose your Instagram account entirely. So the Unfollower app scams are a very serious thing, and most of them are a complete scam. If you want to find this out for yourself, just go look at the reviews within the App Store listing. So when you type in a keyword, let's say something like find Instagram unfollowers into the Apple App Store, the ones that rank near the top are typically going to be the ones that are unsafe. How they stay up there is because they buy fake reviews. So they buy thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews, because within the App Store algorithm, the more reviews you have, the higher that you rank. And so all of these apps have been around for a very long time. They've been making a ton of money, so they can continuously buy fake reviews to push down their bad reviews. So if you actually scroll down and read the written reviews, you'll get a true taste of what's actually going on here. These apps not only don't work anymore, they're completely unsafe. And if you try to use them, you will get flagged very quickly. I recently did a test where I went through and tried some of these apps, and I got flagged within less than a minute of using it. And that video is right here. The most popular apps out there, getting tens of thousands of users per month, do not work and can get you kicked off of Instagram entirely. But how they get away with it is buying fake reviews, and they also pay for creators to make content. So people trust a face, right? So if it's someone who doesn't know they're promoting a scam, they want the few $100 for making the sponsored post, so they make it. And then these apps spend ad dollars to push that to a lot of people, because they know people want these things. And they usually catch people when they're most vulnerable. So they want the information and they want it now. So of course, they're not going to do their due diligence besides coming to the App Store, typing it in, finding them. And then at the top of the App Store listing, they see an overall review number of, let's say, something like 4.4 out of 5, and there's 38,000 reviews. That's what's called social proof. So how they get people tricked every time is that that's enough people where we naturally will no longer even feel like we need to do more research, because we can see 38,000 people already used this and said it was great. So I am good to go. I'm good to download this. Then people download it, they pay them money, the app doesn't work, and people can lose their Instagram account. And they also shared their password with a random third party that you cannot get a hold of if you tried to. Go try to look at their websites. Go see what they look like. If they look anything like their actual branding, I will be surprised. I recently, while looking into these apps, I went to all of their websites, and they were not as they were advertising to be. There was no real way to contact them. They were shady. So the risks of using these apps are plenty. First, you're giving your personal password and access to your account to some random third party, which means they can access anything on your Instagram account. So your memories, your pictures, your DMs, whatever it is, they have access to that. Also, people typically use the same password for everything, and you're giving that to some random third party. So very, very bad idea. On top of that, since they're violating Instagram's terms of service, just using them gets you in trouble, because they can't really penalize the platform or shut them down. So what they do to try to make people not use these is they penalize the user. So usually you get hit with a warning that looks just like this. And some people I've even heard they lose their account the first time they try to use it, but they'll typically give you at least one warning. And then if you keep trying to use it, then you can lose access to your account completely. And if you go and read the actual written reviews from these apps, you'll see it's just a mountain of people complaining about this exact situation where they used an app trying to find who unfollowed them harmlessly enough, and then they lost their entire Instagram account. And people don't realize how much of their life is on Instagram in terms of their memories, right? People don't keep scrapbooks anymore. A lot of times people keep their Instagram as that scrapbook. It's also their messages, their memories, their stories, the story highlights. That can all be lost if you use an unsafe app. But like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there are safe options out there, and we actually built the first truly safe Instagram unfollower tracker app. That was a mouthful, but basically an app that helps you find who unfollowed you, and it's 100% safe. We are using the only truly safe method that is only using Instagram approved data. So you're getting the information directly from Instagram that they legally have to give you because of consumer laws, and then we help you sort that information to find anybody who isn't following you back, and over time we'll tell you people who have unfollowed you as you come back and run more audits within our app called FollowBuddy. I've been coaching people on social media for nearly a decade at this point, and I had thousands of people reaching out to me saying that they lost their Instagram account from using one of these scam apps, which made us look into the problem about 4 years ago. And then we wanted to find a solution. So for the past 2 years, we've been developing this app called FollowBuddy, which is the first safe way to find who unfollowed you. And you can use it on your iPhone, your Android, or on your computer, whatever you'd prefer. You can use the same account across all different places. And we built this because we know people want this information. We see that by tens of thousands of people using scam apps, and somehow they're still up and running and still making a ton of money. So we wanted to give people who want this stuff a safe way to get it. Instagram will never give this to you as a feature because it's not a good look for them in terms of mental health. I'm sure that's the angle they would take, but obviously we want access to this information, and you deserve access to it without putting yourself in a ton of risk. So what we've done is built a safe way where you can do this as much as you want, find who's unfollowing you, and not risk your account or getting scammed or any sort of risk whatsoever, because we're only doing it in a way that is approved by Instagram so that you can find unfollowers and non-followers. Non-followers are people that you follow that don't follow you back. We'll also show you that. Another huge thing with FollowBuddy is we never ask for your Instagram password. The two biggest red flags for any other app out there that's going to tell you who unfollowed you, you want to avoid any app that needs your Instagram password or needs you to log in with Instagram, or any app that automatically tells you who is unfollowing you. If they're pulling information from Instagram to automatically tell you who has unfollowed you, they are violating Instagram's terms of service, putting themselves at risk. But for you, they're putting you at risk, which is what we ultimately care about. So those are the two red flags. If you need to log in or give your password, avoid it. And if it's automatically pulling information, it is also violating the rules, and you can get penalized for doing so. So how FollowBuddy is different is Instagram has to give you your followers and following information due to consumer laws. We help you get that information. We walk you through step by step. It's very straightforward. And then you upload it into our tool, and we're constantly going to assess how your followers have changed to tell you anyone who is no longer following you, meaning that they've unfollowed you. So it's entirely Instagram compliant. You're not violating any of their rules, and you can still find who's unfollowed you. So FollowBuddy, safe. Almost every other option, not safe. Look out for those two massive red flags that you now know. If it automatically is sourcing information or if it needs your password, both no-goes. Here's what to do if you've already used one of these apps before. If you haven't lost your Instagram account, consider yourself very lucky. What you want to do as soon as possible is to change your Instagram password and log out of every other location. So that way no third party still has access to your account. Then go through your other accounts and make sure you're not using the same password anywhere else, because if it gets leaked in a data leak, people will try your passwords across anywhere where you show up online. And if you're using the same password, that can result in some very serious consequences. So that the next step is go change your passwords everywhere, update them. And the third thing you want to do is to delete the app. Obviously, they're unsafe. They don't even work. So get it off your phone and only use apps that aren't violating Instagram's terms of service if you want to find who's unfollowed you. How these apps keep getting people to fall for this scam is because there's a lot of myths or misconceptions out there when it comes to Instagram unfollower trackers. And here's some of the biggest one. A lot of people think, oh, if it's on the App Store, it must be safe. I promise you that is not the case. Because these apps used to function, they got into the Apple App Store when they still work. So Apple does have a review process. It's kind of all over the place, but since they already got in, once your app is up, it's very easy to keep it up and even make changes to it. It's not the same process that you have to go through every time. So they got up and live when it was still working. So now they can just stay up there. There's not a whole lot that Instagram can really do. So what they do instead is penalize the users of the apps. And since the apps know they have to get new people in every single month, they pay for the fake reviews, they pay for ads, and they get new people in month over month to keep income coming in. I did demos of the two most popular apps right here. If you want to check out the other one, I got flagged within 60 seconds of using it, and I share the whole process right here. Another misconception is if I only use it once, it's no big deal. It still is very risky. Like I said before, we have heard of people who lost access to their Instagram account the first time they tried to use it. Typically, you will get a warning, but they've gotten so good at cracking down on this that even trying to use it won't give you results typically. In the test that I did, that I've shared in the card above a few times now, I didn't even get the information of who was unfollowing me before I got flagged. So even if you do get some very short-term information, you're going to get cracked down on incredibly quickly. So it's not worth even trying once. If you value all the things that I've talked about, your security, your data, your money, not worth trying once. There are safe options out there. That's why we built FollowBuddy, to give you exactly that. So if you really want this information, use FollowBuddy. Another way that people fall for these scams is that these providers will make the apps free. And so what they'll do to make money from you is they'll spam ads in your face, trying to show as many ads to you as they possibly can to squeeze as much money as they can out of you until you realize that the app doesn't work in the first place. And usually those apps are also automatically pulling information or trying to, which still puts you at risk. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And remember the 2 big red flags that we've talked about throughout this video. So to wrap it all up, our Instagram Unfollower App's a scam. Most of them are. FollowBuddy is not. And it's available on iOS, Android, and on your computer, and you can try it out completely for free. All the links are down below. I'm the founder of FollowBuddy. We've been working on this app for 2.5 years. So if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Good luck out there. I hope the information that you find with FollowBuddy doesn't hurt your feelings too much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.